Okay.
Yes. Good day, dear Miss Sarah. How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Okay, Yelnora.
Thank you
tell
for
your
joining our interview. My first question is, during your stay in Kazakhstan, what was the most difficult for you?
Wow. My stay in Kazakhstan was more than 10 years ago. So my memories are different now than they were then. I think the biggest difficulties were with cultural differences, things that people did in Kazakhstan that I didn't understand, and I didn't have the language to ask questions about. So I could tell that things were different, but I couldn't understand why or how or what the history was. Because as Ainura Pai knows, my Kazakh took time to become better.
So, thank you. Second question is, what words for family relations in Kazakh do you know? Can you say them? Do they have translation in English?
Ooh, you're testing my memory. So of course I know my appa. Appa is like a grandmother,
Yes.
and then ata would be grandfather. Ajay is mother, right?
Also grandmother.
Also grandmother. Okay.
Yes.
Apshe, big sister, older
Yes.
sister,
Yes, yes.
or
That's
maybe
right.
aunt. Kuzum, meaning kuzum ata Lily. Ulbala, that would be son, right?
Yes. Yes.
I know there's like Kudaki, which I think is mother-in-law.
Yes.
And she obviously has a husband who is father-in-law. Oh yeah, Ayel would be wife, also woman.
Yes.
And what is my husband?
You.
You. I wouldn't have come up with that one. Let's see. Yeah, so Singalum, so like a little sister. So I have big sister,
Yes.
little sister. What?
Yes.
I don't remember brothers right now. I didn't practice. I didn't study for this interview.
So that's cool.
We can see that Miss Sarah, even after 10 years, your memory isn't so bad. It's good, yes, because you remember most of the words for family relations. Now I want a little, background for our interview, because we are writing with our student research about family relation words. Because in Kazakh, as you know, during your stay in Kazakhstan, you were in various occasions, various events, and I think you knew that there are lots of relatives and relationship in Kazakhstan, and there are a lot of various nomination for that, names for that, and they are impossible to translate into English. That's why we, with our students, we are writing exactly the research, and we want to know the opinion of a person who speaks English, who is American, yes, about the family relation words, the difference, and so on. So that's this is a little background for our interview. And my students have more questions. Please, Yelnora, it's your turn.
So that's hard to understand all the words related to family relations.
Is it hard to understand? Is that the question?
Yes, during your stay in
what
Kazakhstan,
is hard?
Yes, to you to understand the words for family relations? Because, for example, you were on weddings, you were on various beta shars and funerals, and there were a lot of relatives, like I don't know, like you said, Khudari, besides Baja, Kyubala, and all these.
Baldız.
Yes, a lot of
I
things,
think
and they are not they
I
can't
think
be translated,
I
and you
think
don't
that
have
some
them.
I remember in one of my notes I had a map of like all, as I would learn a new family relation word, I would write it into my notebook, like this is how that person is related. So I think I agree with you. Some of them probably were hard to translate, but they were just like lots of words. It would be like my mother-in-law's sister. Like they would just be longer like that. So some of them were easy to get, like the ones that make sense in English, like sister, brother. We have sister, brother, and older sister, younger sister. Like it's easy. Like, oh, there's just one word for that in Kazakh, even though in English we would have two words, like older sister, younger sister. Those weren't hard to understand. So I think it was more like remembering all of the ones that were further away because you didn't use them so often. Like they would, like you said, they would only happen when you're at a wedding or a funeral or meeting a bunch of people. So it's also like information overload, that there would just be many, many names and family relations all at the same time instead of like learning them carefully one at a time. Yeah, so I guess the close family was easier to remember. The more distant the family, the harder the word was for me to remember.
So next question is, to your mind, what is the reason that so many words for family relations in Kazakh have no exact translation in English?
Do I mind that? Is that like, does it bother me?
No, it's
Yes.
like your opinion. What's your opinion?
I think it's really cool, and part of that is my own interests. I mean, I came to Kazakhstan right after university, right after college, and I studied anthropology in college. And so one of the things with that is all of the different ways that people relate to each other. Is my speaking a good speed right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I was very interested because I think language and the words that exist in a language reflect how a group of people think about the world. So it was very, and this is something I learned in my studies. So it was very clear to me, because there are so many words for family relations in Kazakh, that family relations are very important in Kazakh culture. So the more important something is, the more words there are for it, and I think some of that comes from like the different jus, the different tribes, the different, whatever you want to call them, and like the kala, and what am I, Kongrao? What am I?
Kongrat.
No, that's Bell.
Kongrat.
Yes.
Kongrat, that's it.
It's like Ru. Yes.
My Ru, yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Representing.
Yes,
so
it means...
but obviously, I mean, that comes from Kazakh history, right? That comes from the idea.
Lost?
Are you back, Angela?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Back.
A little, yes,
so
internet problems.
We'll stop. You can ask your next question.
Yes, next question.
Next question is, if you see a word current sister, what comes to your mind? Like current sister.
One more explanation. So in our research work with my student, we tried to create new words, like neologisms for English for our Kazakh relations. Yes. For example, if a tourist come to Kazakhstan, of course, he will be first interested in our national identity, in our family relation words. And in order not to draw pictures and explain everything in a photo like this in a very hard scheme ways, we try to create a kind of words. And we think that if we make these words and tell them, then maybe English-speaking people kind of understand us. It's our main aim of our work. So
okay.
Current sister, what comes to your mind if you hear this word, current sister?
So if I hear current sister, I think that it is someone who is my sister now, but was not my sister before, and maybe won't be my sister in the future. So that sounds kind of like a chosen family, like maybe someone I'm not related to by blood, but I am choosing
Yes,
to be my
yes.
family.
So it means that we've made it right because we tried to explain the word abasın in Kazakh. Abasın means when two brothers have wives, two or three more brothers have wives, and their wives become sisters to each other. It is called
Yes,
abasın
new
in Kazakh.
sisters.
So they
Yes.
are
But
current
is that
sisters.
not,
They are right now sisters.
but that's not
And
sister-in-law?
You know,
yes.
sister-in-law, yes, kind of. But for sister-in-law in English, there are so many words for in Kazakh for translate, and for us it's impossible because sister-in-law can be your
So many things.
Yes.
older sister, your husband's
Yeah.
little sister, your son's wife can be sister-in-law.
Wife,
But in
yes.
Kazakh,
Yes.
all these words have different nominations. That's why we
Names.
tried of,
Yes.
yes, we tried of created a current sister, like they become sisters for each other because in Kazakh traditions, abasın, they like sisters, they always support each other because they come to one
Yeah.
house, they become daughters of one house, and they like always give helping hand to each other. That's why.
Each
Do you
other,
think
yes.
it has some? Do you think it has some meaning in our word? We try
Yeah.
to understand it.
Yeah, I think my opinion, like for clarity for me, and this you can ignore me, would be maybe like current sister by marriage,
A little more
like
words,
adding,
yes?
yeah. Or I think current sister, if you said it to an English speaking person, they would ask questions like, why is she currently a sister?
Yes,
And why
because
wasn't
sisters
she? So,
must be for whole life, yes?
yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I could see like current sister by marriage, I could see being like different from like siblings, like my husband's sibling or something.
Do you think, does it make sense to do such things for people, for tourists for English speaking tourists? So that's why we tried to explain, because you were our inspiration, because we tried
Yes.
to because we tried to find the theme for our research work, and we remembered that during your stay in Kazakhstan, you've always had the problem with these family relations, and I had a problem too for explaining to you, drawing all these schemes. That's why we said, why not to create new words for English-speaking people? Because we want to show more about our national identity, and that's why you were our
I'm so
inspiration.
honored.
Thank you.
Trying to make it more clear to me.
Yes.
Now, Yelnura, next question.
Next question is, to your mind, it's right to create new words in English for family relations?
Yeah, I think so. Um, I think that most English speaking people would not like if you did the direct translation. So like you said, opposite is sister-in-law in English, but then
Yeah.
also there are all these other words that are sister-in-law. If you just said sister-in-law to an English speaking person, that wouldn't bother them that it wasn't more specific. But I think that, if you, because your goal is for people like me who are maybe staying longer and want to understand the Kazakh culture and the Kazakh identity, like you said, I think that it definitely can be helpful to create like here is the title sister-in-law, and here are the 7 kinds of sister-in-laws, and one of them is current sister and by marriage, and one of them is yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Thank you.
Thank you. And next question, can you conclude that the Kazakh language is richest than English in terms of family relations words?
I would say, based on my personal experience, yes, there are more family words for sure, and more meaning and history and like responsibilities associated with family words in Kazakh than in English.
So, thank you for your opinion.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Do you think for the future, for example, everything is changing day by day, yes? And all the spheres of technology, all the spheres of life, they have some improvements. So if our student Yelnura will become a linguist, I don't know, in the future, maybe she will like develop this work and try more,
Yes.
and can create something in the future according to this work at school. What do you think? Because all the new words, they at the times they were created by people, by men, by women, right? That's why not to create something if it is how to say, if it is necessary, because our president is paying a lot of attention for tourism, and that's why I think cultural tourism is on the first place, especially for people like you, because you've always said that you're always paying attention for culture, and you've become a meat-eating person here because of our culture, but you are a vegetarian. That's why I think there are people like you who are more interested in variously like nation, culture, traditions, and I think family relation is the basis of all traditions for all countries. And from this point, of course, our Kazakh family relations are very rich, because we have so many relatives and so many words to translate. It's impossible, but maybe this student will start working, and if she becomes a linguist, what is your, I don't know how to say, her wishes to her?
Bata.
Yes, bata. We say bata. Yes.
Bata, yes.
Wishes
Is this the part where I say
for our work?
Arkadaşan sağlık olsun, cinsel, no wait, that one's just health. That's not helpful in this citizen. That akıl bulsun. No, I agree with everything you said, Ainura. I do think this is a very an interesting idea, and I agree that it has a good premise, that has a good basis, that especially as Kazakhstan is inviting more of the world to come in to create a way to share. It's like, Kazakhs, you all are very proud, and you want to share your identity and keep your identity in a way that is relatable to the outside world, which I think is fantastic. So Yelnura, I definitely encourage you, and I wish you lots of luck in your studies. I'm guessing you're an 11th form student?
10th.
10th? Oh,
yes.
Well, then I wish you good luck next year for your Altan Belga.
And yes, thank you.
And
thank you so much.
I hope that you have much success with your studies and your future and your education and your travels, so you can see family relations other places.
And
yes.
compare, yes.
It's my dream, future dream.
Okay.
You can do it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sara, for sharing your precious time with us, for your opinion, because we are writing this research with Sultan Aghay as well, and he said you must have a talk with Ms. Sara, and she should tell us that it is really difficult for English-speaking people to understand our family relations, because he said
yes.
that if he's trying to teach tourists how to speak Kazakh, he should not start with traditional Kazakh folk tales with really complicated words. But you should also Salem Aytinkılşı, Sanakaysha, Min Kazakhsha, Umid Palım, Kazakhsha Ale Sülesemin, Sultanakay, Jaksakay.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sara. Have a good day. or
Yes.
Have a good sleep.
yes. Okay, thank you for your time. We wish you good
Yes.
luck, and we wish good luck
Yes.
Thank
for
you.
Good luck.
yourselves as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
Have a great day. I will talk to you again.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.